If I make any of those shots, I never do social media. The road to 1 point's never a thing. A few missed shots led to where I'm now getting interviewed by you. And I missed 4 shots over 4 years before my 5th year came and I made the first shot. That if I make any of those shots, I never do social media. The road to 1 point's never a thing. Like, my current employment right now is being a full-time content creator, so I'm not doing that. I'm probably working at a bank somewhere. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. Nothing wrong with that. But it's crazy that a few missed shots, especially that first one at LaSalle, somehow led to where I'm now getting interviewed by you. Like, I think that's really cool.
We go back to your journey. You're a real basketball player. And I think that's something that a lot of people miss on this creator journey. When you're heading to LaSalle at the beginning of this journey, I bet your every intention, you probably balled out in high school, right? Like, I mean, before you get to LaSalle, you were probably pretty good in your high school team. That's my guess.
Yeah, I mean, I had a pretty successful high school career. I won 2 state championships in Delaware, and I was first team all conference my senior year. So I had I'd say pretty successful high school college career.
Yeah, so you're heading into college and first team all conference. Your initial expectation is you're going to come right in there and be a baller. I don't care if it's a walk-on or anything. You haven't experienced anything but success. So your general mindset is, yeah, just because the schools weren't offering me scholarships, I'm on the team. They're going to see what I'm made of right away, right?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I didn't really know what a walk-on was. It was pitched to me as I'm on the team. I have a jersey. I travel with the team. And it's Division I, and it's close to home because I'm from Delaware and LaSalle is up in Philly. So I was sold. I didn't care about anything else. I'm like, I made it. I'm there. I don't care what my title is. I'm gonna keep improving, keep getting there, keep getting better.
Talk about kind of what that first year was like, because I have to imagine that to be a pretty big adjustment, because you didn't come into college thinking this was going to be the road to 1 point. You came into college thinking this is going to be the road to the NBA. Still, probably people who make it as far as you do, there's delusion at the beginning, at least.
Oh, 100%. I mean, going in, I thought it was road to scholarship and then road to professional basketball, not road to a singular point over 5 years. But to answer your question, it was a complete shell shock moment. I remember I got there the first day. It's June 15th. I graduated high school on June 13th. So I had like 2 days to just pack my stuff and go up to college. One of our assistant coaches sits me down and he's like, all right, Brandon, being a walk-on, you have to do all the extra little stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I do that already. That's what I do now. He's like, no. He's like, you have to mop the floor if a guy falls. You have to hand out water to people during practice. You have to take stats during practice. You have to rebound during drills. When we're in the airport, you got to carry like 9 bags. It's a little bit of an exaggeration, but not really. But he's like, you have to do every single thing that people don't want to do because that's your job. That's what you sign up for. And the moment he told me that, and I'm like, processing, and I'm like, all right, cool, I can do that. But the moment that it really set in, as I go to the locker room, and everyone wants to see their, Division I locker, their big locker with their name on it and all the shoes. I get in there, I'm looking around, I'm like, yo, where's my locker? What's going on? And one of my assistants sits me down, and he's like, that chair right there, it's like a standard bench chair, that is your locker. And I was like, whoa, okay. I'm 18 years old, like you said, all I've known is pretty much success throughout my basketball career. And I'm now told that, yeah, everyone else has these nice big lockers, and there's your little tiny chair. I had one pair of shoes on it, and like 4 practice jerseys. And they're like, all right, go do your thing. I'm sitting there, I'm like, whoa, like this is nuts. Like, this is not what I was expecting at all.
It's not easy work either. I mean, you get thrust right into the scout team. And scout team is a major part of preparation that a lot of fans don't know about. You're the people responsible for getting the first team ready to go play whoever it is that's coming up next. So if you're not on your assignment, if you're not properly emulating whatever player it is on the opposing side, you're getting chewed out just like everybody else without all the reward of anybody seeing it on the court later.
Oh, 100%. I could imitate pretty much any player in the country at this point. I've learned, I don't want to say over 1,000, but probably over 1,000 plays in my career from every level, from the NIAAs that we played, the JUCOs that we played, to playing Minnesota. I've learned everyone's plays everywhere. And that's just my role. That was my job on the team.
When I do it, I got to ask you, a team that was closer to you guys beat FAU at home, and that's the only game I've ever been to in your arena. It was a pretty epic environment. Who were you emulating in the week heading up to that FAU game?
Oh, I was oh my gosh, what is his name? The guy who played at Florida, what was his name?
Elijah Martin.
Yeah, I was me. Well, I was Elijah Martin. So funny.
Did you get like the like Mike shoes or something to be able to jump out of the gym? Like how do you
I was a below the rim Elijah Martin for that week.
when you were Elijah Martin, they did not give you a trampoline or something to go
No,
in.
no, like I drive in the paint and they're like, yeah, just act like he's jumping way higher.
That's a fun art of the whole scout team thing. So you have your year at LaSalle. You do get on the court. You don't score. We've seen the videos on your Instagram. That's part of the road to 1 point. What was the decision to transfer to Gulf Coast? Because that had to be an interesting, it wasn't like, I can't imagine. Did you actually formally enter the portal or was it just you decided to enter another school? How did that all go down?
After my freshman year at LaSalle, our head coach ended up getting fired. And I'm a walk on. I have no game film. I have minimal practice film. And I have no idea what I'm going to go about to do because my last game film of me is from 2 years ago at that point in high school in Delaware, which is, love Delaware basketball, but doesn't have the greatest reputation amongst recruiting services. So I'm sitting there thinking, all right, what am I going to do? Like, where do I go now? One of our assistants at LaSalle at the time, his name was Pat Chambers, the previous Penn State coach, who's now the head coach at Florida Gulf Coast. He brings us in after pickup one day and says, "Hey guys, I'm getting the head coaching job at Florida Gulf Coast." And I'm thinking, "Oh, congratulations, coach!" Like me and him built a good relationship throughout that year, but that was pretty much the end of that conversation. He leaves, heads down to Florida Gulf Coast. A couple of days later, a week later, I don't remember the exact time frame, but another one of the assistants, Kyle Griffin at LaSalle, then pulls us out over after pickup and says, "Hey, I'm going to go take the head associate job at Florida Gulf Coast." And same thing, like, "Oh, congratulations, Kyle." I had a good relationship with him. And as we're walking away, he pulls me over. He's like, "Hey, Brandon, like, what is your plan? Like, what are you going to do?" And I look at him dead in the face. I have no idea. Like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I don't know if I'm going to enter the portal. I don't know if I'm going to stay. What if the new coach doesn't like me? What if the new coach has new walk ons that place me? Because at the end of the day, I'm not on an athletic scholarship. So he can technically get rid of me at any point if he doesn't like me. And Coach Kyle Griffin asked, he's like, "Hey, would you want to be a walk on at FGCU?" And I go, "Yep." Like, "Yeah, 100%. I'm totally down for that." And he says, "All right, I'm going to check to make sure there's a roster spot available for you. And if there is, I'll let you know later tonight. And then you got to apply to the school." And I had pretty good grades. I had like a 3.9 GPA at LaSalle because that's part of the job of being a walk on is you have to get good grades because you're like quote unquote like a team GPA booster. But that's part of the role for being a walk on. So Coach Kyle Griffin calls me later that night and goes, "Hey, there's a spot." I immediately apply to the school. I immediately enter the portal. So I did officially enter the portal. I have the screenshot of the tweet of me, Brandon Dwyer, LaSalle entering the portal, which I thought was nuts because I never thought I'd ever do that. And about a couple weeks later, a month later, get into the school, or I don't remember the exact time frame, but end up getting into school and then transfer down there.
Did you do the whole Instagram thing at the
Oh,
time where
100%.
you have the picture of yourself and you thank LaSalle for the time there and with all respect, everyone writes it the same message. It's
Oh,
really fun.
it's the same thing every time. I had my buddy because I didn't do social media at this time at all. I only had Instagram. Like I posted like a normal person, like once every couple months, pretty much. And I had my buddy because I knew nothing about content creation or editing or anything, who did graphic design in college, edit the picture for me. And I was like, "Yo, this is fire. This is great." He put like a whole jersey on me, whatever. I'm like, "This is the coolest thing I've ever seen." So I
That's
posted that.
awesome.
And then the caption was the whole like, "Thank you, LaSalle, for everything. And I'm now taking my talents to Florida Gulf Coast University."
So you go to Gulf Coast. What was the experience like? And then how does it get from I'm at Gulf Coast to Road to 1 point? What is the journey to you becoming a creator at Gulf Coast?
So I moved down to Florida Gulf Coast in the beginning of June. And I am from Delaware. Fort Myers, Florida is the complete opposite of Delaware. It is 100 degrees. There's palm trees. There's beaches. I remember I went to the beach. I saw a dolphin. Never seen a dolphin before. Not in my local beach. Like you don't see those in the Jersey Shore. That sometimes, but not that often. And I'm calling my friends and my family, and I'm telling them like, "Yo, this place is nuts. It is a different world here. I am living basically on a man-made beach that's on campus, a 5-minute walk away from the arena." I'm like, this is the craziest thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. This is amazing. And I felt like the people at home, my family, my friends, they weren't really getting it just because it was so different. Because we all saw, I always saw Florida as a vacation spot, not a place to live. So I'm now living there and explaining to them what my day to day life is. I just felt like they weren't really understanding it. So about 3 months in, on August 25th, 2022, I remember the exact date because I've had to look back a couple of times, but I also remember the exact date. I decided to post a POV day in my life video where I had my phone and I just went like this about what I was doing throughout the day, did a voiceover, ended up being like a minute and a half long, and I titled it like Day in my Life of a D1 basketball player at a Florida Gulf Coast University. The video's awful. The video's really bad, like looking back on it now. But I felt like I was showing my family, my friends back home what I was doing. And I also kind of liked doing it because it kept me accountable. It made sure I did stuff every day because if I didn't do anything, I'd have nothing to post in the video. So I did that for 20 days. I started with like 150 followers on TikTok before then. And this is all just family and friends. Like these aren't like any fans or anything. Fast forward 20 days, I have over 5,000 followers. And I'm like, yo, this is nuts. Like one of my videos got around like 30,000 views. You know, 30,000 people saw this. That is insane. So fast forward through those 20 days, I realized I really liked doing it. So then I started doing the skits. I started doing the relatable videos. I remember I did a day in the life of a travel day at a USC, and that got around like 300,000 views. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I started making like skits, like I mentioned. I did one skit, how you can't leave the white boy open in the corner. I got like 500,000 views, and I did a little like dance like this. I've never danced in my life. I can't dance for anything. I'm like, yo, what am I doing? Like, this is nuts. And then my first million view video came. Fast forward 6 months to the 1st of January 2023, or however many months that is. And I hit 100,000 followers on
Wow.
TikTok. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like six digit people are following me. I've never played in front of anywhere near that many people in my life. This is awesome. So then kept making content. Season ends now like March, April-ish of 2023, and I'm not on my phone all day. I'm at class, I'm at practice, so I'm just not really on my phone. I go onto TikTok and I have like 5,000 mentions and comments and likes. I'm like, yo, what is going on? I haven't posted anything any day. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe one of like my previous videos went viral or something. I'm like, no, none of my videos are like going crazy. Like, what's going on? So I go to my mentions and I see that some kid, I don't know who this kid is to this day, stitched one of my videos. If you don't know what a stitch is, it's when you add something to the end of someone else's previous video. Stitch one of my videos with my ESPN page stats. And my ESPN page stats are, well, not very good. They're 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, and well, zero everything. I know anything. And the people in the comments were flaming me. That video got 11 million views, and I'm just getting flamed. I'm the worst Division 1 player in the country. I'm awful. Like, how did I get here? All this crazy stuff, and I never really gotten any hate before. So I'm thinking, yo, what is going on? What am I supposed to like? What do I do? So I realized I had two options. It was either I try and fight it and say, well, I know I played Division 1 basketball. I'm better than you. I don't care about the hate. You're at home on the couch. I'm living my dream. Screw you. Or it was, I can kind of play into it. Like it is true. Like I do have no stats. It is kind of funny. So the next day, the first video I posted was me walking into my game to play 0 minutes. And all the comments went from, oh, bro's cool. Bro can take a joke. Oh, that's really funny. Like he's the best to never do it. Like all these crazy comments came in. And at that moment, I thought, okay, I might have something here. And then I just ran with it. And the road to 1 point actually wasn't my idea. I wish I had the comment still, but it was a really highly liked comment, like a 30,000, 50,000 liked comment on one of my videos saying bro's on the road to 1 point. And I wish I had that comment still, but I've looked for it and I cannot find it. And I saw that and I thought, that's genius. I'm doing that. I'm fully on the road to 1 point. So from there, the road to 1 point began. So this is going into my junior year is when I really started posting about how I have no points. I'm the best bench player ever. I'm the worst of the best. I'm on the road to the 1 point, the whole thing. And that's how it really started. And then I just organically followed my story on whether or not I got in the game. Whether I didn't play, played, shot a shot, missed, and then eventually scored.
How soon was it into your journey as a creator that people started like stopping you at Gulf Coast, like and talking to you about the videos? I have to imagine there was like a turning point moment. Because I have a friend's kid who goes to Gulf Coast. He was very aware of your journey. I know that at some point, people on campus had to become pretty aware of what you were doing.
Yeah, I mean, on campus, it was pretty soon just because Gulf Coast isn't that big of a school. We have around 17,000 undergrad, and only about 10 of those, I think, are on campus. So on on campus, it was pretty soon. But there were two moments my sophomore year that I kind of realized that I was reaching a much larger audience than I really thought, and that the number underneath my video was an individual person, not just a number. I started finally equating that a view was a person. And that took me like a kind of a while to do that because I was just thinking, oh, this video got 800,000 views. Let's go. It was a good video. No, it's 800,000 people saw that video. So there were two examples. The first example was Liberty University used to be in our conference, and we go up to Liberty, and Liberty was one of the powerhouses in our league along with us. And we go up there, and I'm sitting there in warmups because I got to rebound in warmups. That's another thing. I don't warm up. I rebound. I rebound for the other guys on the team, which is totally cool. And I'm sitting under the basket. Behind me is the student section, and I am getting chirped the entire warm-ups about how you suck, you have no points, Mr. TikTok, the whole thing. And my teammates are looking at him like, yo, like he's not even gonna play. Why are you talking to him? Like what benefit does it give you if you're in his head? Like he's not gonna determine the outcome of this game. Like I am, not him. And I'm sitting there and they're just yelling at me the entire game. And then I go sit on the bench, the game starts, and I look to my left and I'm looking at the student section and I see several signs about me, about how I have more collapse than minutes and that I'm not going to play and that if Brandon's the white flag when like we lose and all this stuff. And I'm like, what? Like, this is crazy. Like, what is going on? And after the game, I had a few of them come up to me like, hey, could you sign my poster? Like, you were really cool. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I was interacting with them a little bit when the ball would go down the other side of the court and I knew the TV camera was fanning like to the other side of the court. I look over and like wave at them a little bit and like point at their poster and laugh. And then after the game, they wanted a picture, wanted the autograph. Not with the guys who played with me, and I didn't touch the floor for a single second. So that was a real eye-opening moment. And the second one was we went to Queen's University. It might have been the same road trip. It's just been 4 years. So I don't totally remember. We go to Queen's University. I'm in layup lines. It's halftime. The arena is dead silent. There's not a lot of people in that arena. Like, this is pure like low major D1 basketball. There's not a lot of people in that arena. Energy is very high, but it's a pretty quiet arena. I get the ball. I take two dribbles. I go for a layup and make the layup. And the student section goes, like goes ballistic as soon as the ball went through there. They're like, Brandon, Brandon, Brandon. And then they go silent. I'm like, what happened? Go get the rebound, throw the ball out. They're just completely silent. I'm thinking, all right, maybe like, what if I shoot a three? I gotta see if I make a three. So I go up, I take two dribbles, has him pull into a three, make three, like erupted. And then I'm looking at them and my coaches are looking at me and they're like, do you know them? I'm like, I don't know them. I have no idea who those guys are. I found out after the game, it was the whole soccer team was going ballistic anytime I scored. They're like, yo, like, that was hilarious. You were super cool about it. Like, we didn't know how you react. I'm like, bro, I couldn't believe what was happening. That was really cool. And that was the first two moments that I really realized that a view equated to a person and that person could tell whoever many amount of people about this video, about me, about I'm coming to play their school, go to the game to see me. And that's just the first two examples of countless fan interactions that I've had at arenas over the past years that have blown me away.
The trash talk is so hilarious because it's so unproductive. It's like
I know.
the easiest thing to say to people is like, you aren't going to score. It's like, yeah, you're right. Like the only reason I'm going to be in the game is because we either beat you by a lot of points, so you don't want to see me, or we already lost by a lot of points and I had nothing to do with that. So like, really, you know, that doesn't really do anything at all.
It does nothing. Another example of that was we played Illinois this year, and obviously Illinois made the Final Four. So pretty good team. We didn't have a good game. They're beating us by a lot. And the entire arena with 4 minutes left at the media timeout. You can hear it on the broadcast. Is chanting, "We want Brandon, blah, 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 blah." And I'm sitting there like, whoa. Like,
That's cool though.
and
That's a little cool.
that was really cool. And then after the game, like people are waiting for me, not the Illinois players, to take a picture with me and for me to sign like something that they brought for me to sign as their team just beat us by 40. And I didn't play. I was the only person that was active on the roster that didn't play in the game.
That is a really, really cool moment. What do you think the most challenging part of this journey was? We've talked about a lot of different aspects, but what do you think the most challenging experience you've had?
I think the most challenging part was after my senior year, going into my 5th year, where I'd missed 2 shots that year. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but to me, that's 2 more. That's the most I've taken in my career in a year. And I missed both of them. Same exact shot, right wing, back of the rim. I thought both were good and both missed. I was so annoyed that they both missed, but my season ended and I'm thinking to myself that, man, I got to go through all this summer conditioning. Like I don't have to come back. Like I already have my undergrad degree. I can finish my master's online. I don't need to come back. Like I can be done. And that I got to wake up at 5 a.m., go run the soccer field and run the parking garages for maybe a sliver of a chance of me getting in the game, getting the ball and being open and then having to make it. And that was a really tough bus ride heading back from Daytona, because all the stuff that I would have to do to even possibly get a shot to even score was going through my head. And like, do I really want to do that? Do I really want to do this again? I don't know. And then after a day or so, I kept thinking about it and realized, no, I got to do it. I have to at least try, because if I go through the whole 5 years and don't score, so be it. I can tell everybody I gave it my best shot. But if I don't do it and I stop and I have another year of eligibility left, what does that say about me? What does it say about my journey? Like, I'm always going to look back when I'm 50 and think, man, what if I took that 5th year? What would have happened if I did it and maybe scored and maybe it was worth it and maybe the whole trajectory of my life is different? And when I thought about that, I realized, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go through the soccer field. I'm going to run with the battle rope. I'm going to carry the plate over my head, all for a chance to maybe play 2 minutes at the end of a blowout game. And ended up working out pretty well. So I'm really happy I made that decision.
Is that going to bring the same drama? But here we go. Wide open look. Brandon Dwyer nails it. Brandon Dwyer finally scores a basket in his college career, and he is going nuts. Ladies and gentlemen.
I would say I don't really know how to describe that feeling. I mean, I don't even know what celebration I did. I kind of blacked out.
Decade from now, where do you want to be as a creator? If you look at yourself 10 years down the line, where do you want to be as a creator?
Well, if I'm on the NBA, I have to think of something else. I don't, to answer the question, I don't know, because if you asked me 3.5 years ago that posting a video about my day in my life as a D1 player at FGCU would lead to all of this, I would tell you you're crazy. If you asked any people that I grew up with, if you asked my family, if they ever thought I'd ever do content creation and put myself out there the way I put myself out there, they'd tell you you're crazy. I'd tell you you were crazy. I'd have no idea any of this was going to happen. So I don't really know where I'll be in 10 years. I'd love to still just be making content and inspiring people for whatever I'm doing. Maybe it's road to raising a family. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's road to being a great dad, road to, my child playing college sports. Maybe I have no idea. I don't totally know, but whatever it is, I know that if I am still posting content then in 10 years, I'm going to show what's actually happening. Like if I didn't make it up that mountain, I was showing that I didn't make it up that mountain.